Tana, before we get into today's show, I want to thank Paisanos not only for being our sponsor, but how about feeding all the kids that came up from Bradenton, Florida today before the show?
Paisanos love the kids.
Coming up on the Santana Moss Show podcast, Santana is a cover boy.
And like they say, Trick love the kids. Tana love the kids. And I had to show some love to a few of the fellas that's up from Florida. Bradenton, Florida, that is.
Tana do love the kids. And Jay Gruden loves Samaje Perine, apparently. We'll talk about it.
Art Knox must be heard me talking last week about those Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders will get the nod, and yes, they will be on Hard Knocks, and I will be tuned in.
Plus, we'll talk about the Big Papi situation. How sad, but luckily, he's okay.
Taking L's. Did you believe Jurassic Park gave my man KD that kind of reaction after he went down and blew his Achilles? Shame on you, Jurassic Park.
And shame on you, Drake, just because. The Santana Moss Show starts right now.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.
Santana Moss Show in full effect. Santana Moss, Travis Thomas. How you doing, big dog?
How you say it? Pew, 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 pew.
More fire.
Yoga Flame.
What's happening, bro?
I'm Gucci.
Now let me find out. I heard you gonna be on the cover of a magazine, like the feature presentation, the Washington Family Magazine. Is that true?
That's pretty dope, ain't it?
Is that true?
It's true. It's true. Honestly, man, it's crazy. You know, I have a magnificent. You know, I'm gonna use that word for my manager and Carmen Fielder.
She's great.
She's been doing her thing, and she hit me up one day, said, "Hey, I have this feature for you." You know, this magazine reached out to me and said they want you on the Washington Family Magazine for all that you're doing, throughout the community and with the kids, and they want to feature you on Father's Day. And I'm like, I think I'm going to say no.
Of course.
So I went out, met this woman out in I believe it was Rockville somewhere.
Okay.
At the school. She's actually a English teacher, and she writes for the magazine. And I went out there, met her at the school. We sat down and talked, and then out in Chantilly at my homeboy Fued's, the Paisanos man. He has this facility that's up and coming. This nice state-of-the-art training facility. I met down there and took the pictures and everything, and had a few kids from my camp to come out and be on it with me. And I just thought it was a great opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
So primarily the article is about your camp coming up.
Well, it's not primarily about my camp. It's primarily speaking on, me, after my stint in the NFL,
right,
what I'm doing now.
Oh,
the different things I'm doing to the community through my foundation.
Right.
Basically, what's the reason behind all the stuff I'm
That's
doing.
cool.
And just basically telling my story of why, doing what I'm doing is so meaningful to me. One of the things that I share with you all the time is that I haven't been, this person just all of a sudden. I've been like that from day one.
Right.
I've always wanted to be an inspiration to others, and who are the best people to mentor or to kind of put something into, and that's the kids. They're the ones with the ears pierced, the eyes wide open, and they basically are, they kind of idolize us already from afar, some of them near. And if you can put some or instill something in them for the future, they are our future. So I've always been that guy that want to lean on them and allow them to lean on me, and to take any and everything they have or I have to give them back so they can go out and be me or better.
What's dope about Santana Moss is a lot of athletes and former athletes always say things like that, but it's lip service, right? I love the kids, but they don't really be about that life. Santana actually really is. In fact, I can prove it. Today, Santana has a whole daggone. I look downstairs. I walked in. It was like a whole school here. Shout outs to Coach Rod from Bradenton, Florida, bringing all his boys up here, representing the Rubonia Community Center. They're all here to watch the show today. Great kids. I did steal some of their pizza. I can't lie. Shout outs to Paisanos.
Yeah, shout out.
But Great kids, and they're here. So you said Coach Rod reached out to you, right?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Here I am. I'm a social media guy. I'm always on IG, and I have my IG linked to my Facebook page.
Right.
Because I'm never on Facebook. Facebook one of those things that I'm still trying to find out how to navigate it.
You damn sure ain't on Twitter either.
And you know I'm not on Twitter. I'm still chilling from 2011 on Twitter. If you ever go look my name up. But so one day I said, let me go and see how this Facebook thing works.
Yeah.
And I went in and I had a zillion messages.
Oh.
And the first one was up there was Coach Rod. And he said, I know this is a long shot, but I'm taking a trip to the nation's capital. I think he do this almost every other year or every year.
Rubonia Young Men Walk on DC.
Yeah, so he's taking a trip with these kids and giving them opportunity of a lifetime. I remember being just like those kids. I was fortunate to run track and play football at a young age, so I got a chance to view a lot of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I was traveling a lot in vans, going to different track meets all over the state of Florida, and I think I even went outside of Florida once or twice to Georgia. But never been somewhere like this. And I remember hearing my friends talk about the trips to the capital. So I think what Coach Rod's doing is great for these kids. I think that the experience of coming up here and just seeing the things they seeing from the monuments and from the museums and the different experiences that they're gonna have on the road, the things that the memories go so far. Because I still remember stuff when I was 12 years old and coming up in those days. So he reached out and said, hey, this might be a long shot, but I'm gonna be in your area, and look, it's on me. Dinner, lunch. I don't care if you got a minute to talk to us in the grass, in the park, wherever. I just want you to share a moment with my kids and give them a little encouragement.
Yeah.
Share a couple of words of encouragement. And I replied like, hey, I can dig it. I'm down if you can get hold of me and I'm free.
Yep.
I'm down. And so they got in 2 days ago, and that day I was cramped. I was doing so much. And yesterday I woke up and thought about him. I'm like, you know what? Let me see if they still in the area. And he said he was staying out here. And I'm like, wow, what a better way to greet these guys and have them, here
to watch the
show. So
that's perfect.
You got them in studio, and it's I woke up looking forward to it, because one of the things people fail to realize, and a lot of us, the guys who's in this these positions and sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in, regardless if we want to be or not, we are, definitely role models.
Definitely.
And, I think about it all the time. Everything we do, it's no wonder why they exploit us the way they do sometimes when we doing things that we do, and that's sometimes we can call it a bonehead move or I was being a knucklehead. But it's no wonder, because, it's a lot of people watching us. And I think if you have a chance to be viewed in a different light, in a light that's going to enlighten, the future, the kids that's looking up to you, who knows? One of them kids in there could be me. One of them kids could be thinking, just like the Santana Moss was at 12, 13, 14 years old, that had so much going on in my head, and I knew what I wanted. It was nothing you could tell me that was going to deny or that was going to stop me from having this dream of being a professional football player. I was told everything, and I can name, and some of it I can't in the book, but I can tell you this: I never shied away from my vision of what I wanted. So it's a couple of kids out there, or a couple of kids here, that's from Bradenton, that's up here to meet me today, that might have that same thought process and might feel the same way I feel, that they have a dream. And so many people have told them other. And what they see every day isn't something that can convince them that they might have opportunity at that dream. But if they believe and they get around guys like myself, and especially around a coach like Coach Rod, who's bringing them all the way out here to even meet a guy like myself, then maybe they can, see that dream through. And that's why I don't care what I'm doing. If I have the time, I'm going to stop, or if I don't, I'm going to make sure that I can share a couple of words, because you never know how far it could take them.
Shout out to Coach Rod, and shout out to the youngins here today. And if you notice, Tana very smoothly has wore a University of Miami hat today. So he's even recruiting a little bit.
Yeah, boy.
I saw one of them had a Florida Gator shirt on. You was breaking him down.
I had to throw that cane in there on him, man, let you know where I'm from. I know we're from Florida, but see, one of the things people don't know. Yeah. I'm going to share this with the audience. See, when people say Florida, you might think every city, every little town in Florida is Florida. Miami is part of Florida, but when you say Miami, those guys are from Miami. You can't compare us to Florida because we a different breed down south. So if you ever talk to someone and somebody say, you from Miami? They never gonna say Florida. They're gonna say, are you from Miami? We excluded from Florida.
Wow.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we're from Florida.
They're Floridians.
We're Floridians, but Miami is a different world. And that Broward County, Dade County, area down there, they just know that they breed us a little different down there. But trust me, they talented. Up the whole state of Florida, it's just a different world down there in South Florida.
No kidding. So Bradenton, you said, is Peter Warwick?
Yeah, Peter Warwick.
Yo, I loved watching him growing
If I'm not
up.
mistaken, also, what the guy name was from Nebraska, Tommy Frazier.
Tommy Frazier from there?
Tommy Frazier was a quarterback in Bradenton. I remember back in the day when I was coming up, my coach at Carol City used to talk so much about going and watch Tommy Frazier.
Wow.
Run he got the offense, the option offense from Tommy Frazier, and that's why Carol City was so potent with the wing T offense, option offense. So
he was a problem.
Peter Warwick was a beast as a quarterback in high school.
He played quarterback?
Quarterback, and Tommy Frazier also. But
That's
there's a
crazy.
lot of guys in that area, man. Bradenton, it's a lot of talent that went through the NFL from out of that Bradenton area.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. All right, so look, I don't know if any of our Florida boys are Redskins fans or not, but that's what we do around here. We talk Redskins. So, Tana, I want to start there. Samaje Perine is a name that continues to come up year after year. It's not like he's a starter. It's not, he's not a superstar. We're not talking Le'Veon Bell here in terms of production, but he is a guy that the Redskins sort of continue to go back to the well on. He is a young man in his career. But, Tana, now Jay Gruden is saying they may create a position for him because no one runs fullback anymore in the NFL. Jay Gruden is suggesting they may do that with Perine.
But you know what? I think, when you look at the whole total scale of everything when it comes to that stable they have in running backs.
Darius Guys, Peterson, Thompson, Perine.
Guys, Love, CT, AP.
Oh, Love.
Samaje Perine is the odd guy out.
Yeah, he is.
But it's crazy because he never really got a chance to be a professional running back yet. I mean, you got to think. His rookie season was semi-productive. The only thing you can say he did wrong was fumble the ball here and there.
Yeah.
He's a young guy. He was still trying to get the hang of things.
Right.
Last year, he barely got any carries because AP went ape crap. You know?
He did.
So he never really got a chance to, redeem his rookie season. And then now he's going into his third year where most of the guys that was rookies when I was coming into this league, that second, third year is their time to really gel and get accustomed to everything. And now they hitting, on all cylinders. He's a young guy that I'm pretty sure he's hungry, and he's the odd guy out. I think I would keep a guy like that around. You have an AP. He's an older guy. Who knows how many more years AP has in him. Might be going after this year. You have Geis. He's the future. Besides Geis, you got CT, who's a third down back, but then you have a guy named Love that's pretty great.
Man, I love him.
He can be a Geis or a CT. He can do it all.
But he's not quite healthy yet.
He's not quite healthy yet, but they're going to have him on the team.
For sure.
With all those guys in the stable, where is it going to be any room for Perine? And I think the one thing you can do, the one thing he's doing good for himself right now is that he's the one guy that's carrying the load right now through OTAs and minicamps because, even though AP showed up for minicamp, Perine has been carrying the load through the whole OTAs. He's been the every down back because Geis is still rehabbing and they taking all that stuff off him and waiting to training camp so they can, exploit all that. And so when you can show the coaches that, hey, this is what I can do for you, even though you have all these guys and you haven't really, leaned on me yet, since my rookie season, he's opened a lot of guys' eyes in that staff and saying, well, we have to keep him around. We have to find a way to keep him around. And the one thing that we don't have on this offense is a fullback. So why not make that slot for him? Now, I tell you this, I'm not sure if they're going to do that or not, but when you have a talent like that, the next best thing is to say, let's get some money for him if we can't play him because he's going to be a back in this league someday. It's going to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I had high aspirations for this guy his rookie season. The one thing I said, the only thing that was his knock was because he was fumbling the ball.
He was fumbling.
Last year, if you saw him run the ball in the preseason, if this guy gets those carries, the carries that he was getting in college, because he was a guy that the more carries he got, the more damage he did
to a
defense.
Kind of a power back.
And as a Redskin, he wasn't getting those carries. No. It was every now and then. We wasn't running the ball when he was running the ball. We was running the ball 3 or 4 times, pass, 2 or 3 times, pass. One time, that's not the kind of offense that a guy like Perine needs to be a part of. So if you put him in a situation where many of offenses around this league can put him in, he could be a valuable asset to you. And I think the Redskins know that because what they do with a lot of talent, and I'm a guy to sit here and tell you, they don't give you the opportunity at what you do best. I'm a guy that played here for 10 years. I've been under those different regimes, where the offenses don't really allow you to be you.
Right.
And it's not to the point of where you can sit here and be pissed and ticked off and say, man, I want out. At the end of the day, you say, hey, I got to make
part of a team.
I got to make do with what the opportunities they give me. So I truly believe that he has something more. And right now, it's a stable of guys around him that might not give him the opportunity. But if he can continue to show that he has enough in his tank to go elsewhere, he's playing for another team, honestly.
Bro.
He's playing for another team.
I couldn't disagree with you more. In fact, I think he will end up on another team because there's a reason no one runs fullback anymore. In fact, Tana, you're going to think I'm a hater, but I swear this is what I think. Coach Rod is going to know what I'm talking about. These kids ain't going to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to date myself. You remember the movie The Program, right? Yeah. Perine reminds me of old boy that was dating Halle Berry. And Omar Epps came in with all that shake and bake.
Don't do him like
that. And
he
was flashy, and he took Halle Berry, and he took homeboy's starting role. That's how I feel. Perine to me is old school, 3 yards and a cloud of dust. That's not the NFL anymore. There's a reason no one runs fullback, because it's a passing league. If this was 1994, Perine would be a star. It's 2019, bro. Like, you got to catch, you got to block, you got to run. I need a complete back in today's NFL.
But tell me, when you get in the red zone, what guy who can flash want to go out there and stick his head into a stacked defense? You know what I mean?
If I get in the red zone, not only would I give him the ball, Tana, I would have him lead block.
No doubt.
I would.
So he's a guy that you can use, and as long as he can catch out the backfield like he showed he can do a lot of things in the red zone for you too. So it's always good to have a guy like that. I think he's very, he's vital to a team that can use his asset and use his skill set, because you're not going to always be deep. You're going to have those opportunities on the goal line where you need a guy that's going to be a bruiser, that's going to stick their head down there and plunge his way through a tough defensive line.
How much of this is about Trent, you think? I mean, like, if Trent's not going to play, let's just go with that for the sake of this conversation. Are you bringing back a fullback just to not get your quarterback killed?
But I say, from what I'm, to my understanding, even when I was playing my last couple of years here, the last year here with Jay Gruden, it was his first year.
Yeah,
I believe we had a fullback, on the roster then, and you need a fullback in this league, regardless of what y'all think.
Was it Sellers when you played?
No, Sellers was gone by then.
Gone?
I can't think of the guy's name, but you need a fullback, because in this offense here, the fullbacks can be your second and third tight end also.
Yeah.
He can be that guy that you line up outside of the tight end on tight sets, and they can block, and they can do some things out of the backfield and catching and stuff like that. So it won't be a surprise to me if Jay Gruden finds a way to keep him around, especially if he's been a contributor like he has shown this offseason, and that runs over into the training camp. If he goes out there and continues to do what he's been doing from OTAs to mini camps to training camp, there's no way you're going to say, I got to get rid of this guy. If you do get rid of him, you say, well, let's trade him for somebody else or for something that we might need.
Back.
Exactly. But I do believe that he has a role on somebody's team if it's not here.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to say before we move on, The Program and Blue Chips are the two most underrated sports movies.
Program was number 1
of all time.
And Rudy, because I love Rudy too.
But Rudy's not underrated.
It was one of those feel good. It was one of those feel good stories. Yeah. It wasn't quite like The Program, but you're right. Program,
but Rudy gets its props.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't think The Program
doesn't get its props.
Omar Epps, James Caan.
Omar Epps made me want to go to college just watching The Program. I got to go to college.
Oh man, The Program.
That's
was
what
great.
they do in school. I got to do that.
And Blue Chip. You remember Blue Chips?
Yeah, I remember
Shaq Penny,
Shaq, all them boys.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah, that was dope.
Just fantastic.
That was dope.
All right, so Tana, speaking of sports and entertainment shows, Hard Knocks has selected, thank God, not the Redskins, the Raiders.
I said it. That's what I
called
wanted.
it.
That's what I wanted. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Me
honestly,
too.
I think I will be glued to the TV screen when it comes on, because who else you want to watch during training camp?
Yeah.
When it comes to Hard Knocks, I think already I'm looking at the whole storyline. It's going to be about AB and Derek. Derek Carr, right? David or Derek? It's Derek, right?
Derek.
Yeah, it's Derek, exactly. So
David was his older brother.
Yeah, David was the older brother. It's going to be about Derek and AB. I'm really going to be glued in and watching that relationship grow because already you've been seeing AB post on Instagram about they starting in jail. And if you can make this guy happy, then you won. You know what I mean? Because you got to make him happy. To me, he was not happy, but still balling.
Yeah,
the last few years,
productive.
I don't understand how you can do that. Because if I'm balling,
oh no, Tana, you had some unhappy moments. You were still putting up numbers.
Honestly, if I was ever unhappy, I wasn't putting numbers up. Because when I put up numbers, you couldn't get nothing out of me. I wouldn't say a word because that's all that matters to me. If I'm putting up numbers, I'm going to get paid. If I'm putting up numbers, we have a chance to win. If I'm putting up numbers, all the other stuff outside of football doesn't matter. So what he's doing in his career, he's done in his career already, AB, I find it odd for him to not be as happy as I thought he was. You know what I mean? I assumed him to be having the time of his life.
Right.
Because I knew how hard it is to be him. I knew how hard it was to get those numbers being him, and he still was doing it. So Derek got to match that. If Derek don't match that, it's not going to go well over there.
See, to me,
in Oakland.
That's why I want to watch Hard Knocks, because I kind of feel like with AB, with Carr, they have Vontaze Burfict over there. I mean, they have a lot of personalities, obviously. Gruden, Mike Mayock, people forget about, was a TV guy. I mean, listen.
Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, coming over.
That's right.
You have so much.
Why not bring back Marshawn Lynch at this point, right? Like, it's the last year in Oakland. Bring back Beast Mode. Why not? You're on TV. I just feel like it's going to be like watching a train wreck. I mean, like, to me, the Raiders on the field this season are not going to be good, but in Hard Knocks, they will be wildly entertaining. All right, Tana, I want to ask you about this, man. Big Papi, David Ortiz, apparently had a hit out on him at home in the DR. These guys tried to take him out of there. He lives, thank goodness. What'd you make of all this?
As a God, if you need a reason.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's saying that. I don't know. I don't know how true the hit part of it is. The guy came out and said he was paid $7.8 or $8,000 or $8,000 to for a hit on Ortiz. I don't know what happened or what transpired to make him or whoever put this hit out on him, but it's just hard to believe, man. And I'm glad to see that he's able to live through that. But we keep going back because of what happened to Nipsey Hussle in his hometown.
Right at home.
Man, I listen to his music on the way here, and I just find it odd to think that he's not here with us no more.
He loved.
God did so much, but you gotta be careful out here, man. I think this world has come to where it's at right now, to where, regardless, man, people don't care about going to jail for the rest of their life no more. I don't understand it because as a youngin, for the many trips that I took going to see my uncle, I think my dad, he don't even know what he did for me, growing up, when it came to him taking that trip every Saturday with my grandmother or with his sister or someone going to see his older brother. That scared me straight.
Yeah,
I did not want to see those walls or those bars. And I remember the one time that I rode in the back seat of a police car, it was being escorted to a friend of mine, he just died. And I was with my team getting ready for a football game. And the coach said, hey, I'm going to allow you and another guy who grew up in the same neighborhood to go see your friend's body. I had to sit in the back seat. The next day I go to jail. So, I'm so superstitious about police cars and going to jail. You know what I mean? So I grew up just being frightened of like, man, I don't want to be behind that. And it's not because of what goes on in there, but it's just because your life is done.
Yeah,
regardless of how long it is. If it's 4 years, it's still 4 years of your life being taken.
Gone.
5 years of your life, but I don't care how many years you got. It's been taken from you, and you can't get that back. So people don't care no more out here. And you have to be smart with what you're doing, how you move. And you hear so many rappers portray that they don't need security or they don't need – you need it. I care who you are. You need it. You need to make sure you have – even if you don't have security, have your homeboys, somebody that got your back, somebody that really cares about you as much as you care about yourself. And to see David have to go through that, man, I'm just happy to see that he survived it. I wish nothing but the worst for the guy who went after him like that, and hopefully you find the guy who put the hit out. Go get him too, and make sure that he's not out here putting hits on nobody else. But it's just a sad case of what's going on now in the world, and you have to, make sure that you're at your best at all times, and you have somebody around you that's looking out for your best too.
I thought about you because I remember you told me, bro, I'm from there. I love going home. I go home whenever I want. But I remember you said when your playing career was over, you're like, no, I'm going to be up here working, making it happen because there's nothing for me to just go back home and to be around. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of envy around. It's just, I think it's sad that a guy like Big Papi and even such as yourself who loves where they're from so much, they're charitable, they give time, they give money, they affect people's lives in a positive. He's literally at home having a beer, and someone runs up on him and tries to take his life. It's just like, I can't even fathom it, Tana.
Yeah, I can't imagine either, what could have transpired to
they shot him in the back, too,
Shot him in the back. I mean, that guy was 25 years old. I mean, he probably never even been in a situation before, but at the same time, how did you think he was going to get away? The $8,000, and I'm pretty sure in the Dominican Republic, $8,000 is a lot of money because I've been over there and I remember, giving people $100 and they feel like that was their monthly, mortgage.
I went to my honeymoon there and they told us we went to like an all-inclusive resort, right? Yeah. They told us, yo, this resort's cool, whatever you need, boom, 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 boom. Don't leave this resort. We can't help you. And I remember thinking, damn, it's like that.
No,
and we did not leave the resort.
I remember riding in and seeing 9-year-olds with ARs. So, and I think I was in Punta Cana, something like that. And I remember seeing the most, oh my God, like drop dead gorgeous women walking in the country part of it with just baskets on their head and just, and I'm like, Victoria's Secret's going to come here and snatch some of these women because I've heard a story about Victoria's Secret and how they go out there and get there. Yeah, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, and the guy who was, escorting us around the whole weekend, he was a guy that had a kid in the States. That's how we got, he saw me in the club and he said, American footballer. And I'm like, and he's like, my son, I have a son in New York. He said, his mom stays in New York, I stay here, but I know you play for the Jets. Wow. And he said, look, I'm gonna listen to you. He said, you can believe me if you want, but I can take you everywhere you want to go. I know what you probably want to see, and I can be that guy, and I know English. A lot of these guys don't know. They'll rob you out here, so be careful. So I thought about it, and I'm like, man, this is not a coincidence. This guy's here to help us, and we took care of him the whole weekend, and he took care of us, but he showed us so much. So when you hear about that, it's so many other folks vacationing over there in the DR, and besides that thing that just happened to David, they just had something that came out a couple of weeks ago about couple of tourists being found in their hotel room dead. Yeah. Two of them
got beat down, almost beat to death. Two of them was
found in their car dead. So people wonder why I don't like to go too many different countries, man, and explore. Like, I love the tourist thing and being a tourist and seeing different things, but man, I'm happy sitting put at times. Yeah, I like to vacation here and there with my family. When I vacation, I'm not trying to go too far. I'm gonna enjoy the resort. That's what you got this for, all the activities and every different things, the amenities that you might allow that's inclusive of not. I want to enjoy that. So just be careful out there,
Although I will give a shout out to Colombia because you did tell me I need to go to Colombia.
I had a great time in Colombia. And I thought the worst about Colombia going in. And not to just say that you can't experience something,
Of course. I mean, look, there's trouble everywhere, Tana.
Everywhere, yeah.
Honestly.
But I had a great time. I'm looking forward to going back there.
By the way, one place I'm not in a rush to go to after I saw how they treated Kevin Durant, I'm giving them the taking L's. Toronto Raptors fans, shame on you. I mean, this guy gets hurt. First of all, let's start from the beginning, okay? He gets hurt. He doesn't play. He didn't play at all in the Western Conference Finals against Portland. Then he didn't play for the first, 5 games of the NBA Finals. He comes back trying to be a hero, trying to dig his team out of a hole and get an NBA title. He blows his Achilles, and the fans cheered it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it like this. They probably didn't know the severity of his injury at the time, so they were just happy to see a guy like that go down. I was surprised to see the guy come out there and be on fire. He was 3 for 3 from threes.
He was balling.
He was doing his thing, and you know what? A little bit of me said before he even got to that game that Kevin Durant hurt his Achilles way before that because
you said it then.
Remember we talked about this.
You said it then.
I said, man, Kevin Durant reached in between that. His calf was like a little pea, and I love Durant. You know, I love his mom. I also love his mom.
Shout outs to Wanda.
She's a great woman, and she's doing a lot of things, you know, in the community up here in D.C. So I just love everything they're about, you know, just to see how much he meant to that team. I think one of the things that will make a guy like Kevin Durant go out there and play under them circumstances is because of what he's been hearing and what the people has been saying that, well, maybe they are better without him. And he felt like, you know what? No, they're not. And I've done enough to not have to prove anything.
Yeah.
But any player under them circumstances in that situation, if you tell me, if you're a doctor and you tell me, and we just talked about this on the last show about Trent Williams and how he felt about, you know, the doctors treated his situation. If you tell me I can do nothing else worse to my injury, you think I'm not going out there? And I'm Kevin Durant?
Right.
Yeah. Me and Santana Moss, I'm going out there. I told you plenty of times I played with nicks in my hamstring, quad, groin, you name it. And so long as I ain't break a bone, if you tell me, oh, it just tweaked a little bit, I'm going out there. So talk to my trainer, the guy who been with me for all my years up here in Washington. Mel hit me up and say, man.
Shout outs to Mel.
He say, man, you know, see that, man? I'm so pissed. And I say, Mel, I learned a lot from you. He hurt that Achilles way before that.
Yes, he did.
That game. And I say, it might not have been a full pop, but he strained it or, you know, partially tore it then. And I say, because when you saw the area that he touched, it was between the Achilles and the calf. And he asked the guy on the court, did you kick me? Same thing we heard from any other player who ever tore their Achilles. So to see him in that moment, to see him catch fire like that, coming out there and getting a start. I watch different things about an athlete because I've been in those situations before. And when they had the camera on him walking into the stadium, he was gingerly walking. I promise to God, I looked and I say, he's barely taking any steps. He's trying to make sure he's as light as possible on that leg. And I knew just winning that championship means, because you don't get those opportunities again. You never know if he might not get it. If he leaves, you know, Golden State after this season, you never know when he's going to be back. So he was in a moment where saying that, hey, if you can get me back to 75% or, you know, halfway there, I want to play. And do I, you know, fault the team for allowing him to do it? You know, because the team.
Every team's going to do that.
Every team's going to do that. And what we know as being, you know, NFLers, you know, they don't really care about nothing but what you can do for them. And if he can get them that extra juice, which he gave him, because I think if he played the whole game, they not losing by one. They're not winning by one. They're going to blow those guys out. So, and I think if he played this whole series, it won't even be a discussion.
No doubt.
They won't even probably be in the sixth game right now. Talking about can this
and they win it.
Team up here, you know, beat these guys. So it's sad. The fans, I understand what you're saying, where they should take an L for that. I just don't think they really cared so much about the Achilles. They were just saying, hey, get this guy up out of here. I'm happy this guy is not going to be able to finish this game. And we know if he can't finish this game, he can't finish the series. So, yeah, they probably did a bonehead thing by, you know, applauding that injury. But I don't put too much on him.
No doubt about it. By the way, go pick up Washington Family Magazine with my boy on the cover, Santana Moss. It's a Santana Moss Show podcast. It's a Riz app.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical.